Hey guys, before we get started, please hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to make it to 1,000 subs. Maybe we'll do something kind of cool for 1,000 subs. I've got some ideas floating around in here, and it could be something along the lines of getting rid of my entire 5th edition D&D collection. I haven't decided yet. But I'm definitely going to be downsizing my collection because I'm just running out of room. And yeah, we can't have Ava mad at us. So, got to keep the wife happy. So, anyways, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Let's get into this video, shall we? Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to Black Dragon RPG. My name, of course, is John. And today, I figured we'd do something pretty interesting. Well, at least, I don't know. Maybe it's going to be interesting. Maybe you're not going to care. Either way, let's have some fun today. I thought maybe it'd be interesting if I showed you my gaming setup. You know, where all of my players come together and we play the game. Then maybe you could see, because I think, personally, I think that I have a pretty cool GM spot. Yeah, so it involves this desk, the standing desk, which I think is kind of cool. So let's go check it out, shall we? Okay, so I had to switch to a portable mic, of course, because I wasn't going to walk around with a big, huge microphone. So this is basically my game room setup. But I'll go through it piece by piece. So first of all, I've got the big gaming table. I don't know. Sorry for the shaky cam. So basically, each player I have has a spot at the table, obviously, with various like dice trays. They each have a character sheet. These are little player reference cards with conditions on the back. And then this is how they keep track of their loot, like everything that they have. So, yeah, this right here is one of those WizKids mats that are, I promise it's gridded, you just can't tell very well. And then we've got the Pathfinder flip map that we're using for Menace Under Atari. This section is covered because they haven't been in this room yet. So the door is right here. They haven't been in that section yet. There's the player character tokens. So this is from our game last night. And yeah, so I do have, the reason this is so shiny is because I have this piece of plexiglass or whatever you want to call it, and that lays over the flip map. That helps keep any map that's folded sometimes doesn't lay quite flat. So this helps to keep the mat flat. And also you can write on it. I mean, I know you can write on the flip mats, but yeah, you can write on this too with wet erase or dry erase, and it'll come right off. And so, yeah, I'm glad I bought that. Another staple of the game is the mini fridge. Now, the reason that these aren't hanging up, those would go on my wall, obviously. These are chalkboard things that you can write on and then erase. But it's got my players' names on there, and I didn't ask them for permission to use their real names, so I just kind of pulled those off the wall, and I'm hiding them just because, you know, I don't have permission. I'll ask them, and if they don't care, then, you know, I can reveal their names. But yeah, this is basically just a mini fridge with pop and beer and whatever else people want to bring to the game. So this is my D&D or my Pathfinder GM setup. So I've got a book stand, the best book stand apparently, which I think is funny because the company must be pretty confident in their product if they put best book stand on their book stand. Anyways, this holds my books open. So this is the Menace Under Atari book, and then underneath is my Pathfinder core rule book in case I need to reference it. This is my chicken scratch DM notes. I've got my bestiary cards, different session notes if I need to like jot something down. This is an initiative tracker. It's two-sided, so I've got it turned over because my players' names are on it. But it's basically these magnets, and you can write your players' names and the monsters, and you can put them in initiative order. You can track dying. You can track durations of conditions and stuff like that. I've got my dice tray. My daughter Lily keeps leaving these plastic babies all over as a funny joke, apparently. Let's see. So I pick out condition cards that are going to be useful for each session, and that way I have them at the ready. So, and then I always have, because you never know, the dying and the wounded condition cards, and then the duration tracker card for each, you know, just in case we need them. I try not to kill my players. Obviously, the Pathfinder 2E GM screen. I do have a timer. I will put that down on the table if a player is taking forever making a decision. Not to be mean, but just to kind of keep the game moving. Usually I don't even need to use it, so I haven't used it at all. We're on session 2, and so far I've not had to use it at all because my players are typically pretty fast and they know what they want to do because they pay attention to what's happening in the game. If there's a particular trap that I'm going to need, I go ahead and make a card for it. That way I have it at the ready. These are healing potion cards. They're all, the art is all different, but they're all the same on the back. So if I hand out a healing potion, I actually can hand out one of these Pathfinder healing potion cards. If I know that there's going to be a loot, like a magic weapon, I pull that card. So in this case, they may or may not find a +1 magic short sword. So I always make sure I've got those ready. These are just little reference cards: shield attack, weapon critical specialization effects and stuff, weapon traits, you know, just in case I need to reference something really quick. I obviously have my monsters ready. So these are a lot of kobolds that they'll be facing. These are nice because Paizo on their website sells different colored bases. So for me to keep track of HP for monsters, it's really convenient because I just put them on a different colored base, and then I'm like, okay, which one are you hitting? The purple one. Okay, the purple one takes X amount of damage, and I write it down. The only reason that these two are both on a black base is because these are two different types of kobolds. This is a kobold trap master, and this is just a kobold warrior with these guys. So these guys go on a different initiative, and then, yeah, so that's why I I didn't really put them on a different colored base. I have more colors coming. They make a ton of different colors, and I really like them. So I've got my critical fumble and critical hit decks. These are always a blast. Like, my players love these. When they critically hit or fumble, they draw a card and they do whatever the card says. And also when a monster critical hits or fumbles, I let them draw for the monster to see what happens to them. This is the hero point deck. So at the beginning of each day, I let the players draw a card from the hero point deck, and they do different things. It's just kind of a way to make hero points more interesting. So this desk has a place for pens and whatnot. So I got my wet erase, I got pencils and pens in here. And then this little fabric drawer pulls out, and I keep... So if you noticed on my table, there's like different colored glass counters. And I use these to represent my players' spell slots. So if I have a player that casts a first level spell and they don't want to forget that they've cast a first level spell, rather than marking and erasing their character sheet, they'll just hand me one of their first level tokens. In Pathfinder, there's also focus spells, and I represent those with blue ones. So, yeah. And then my cleric, he's a cloistered cleric, so he can cast, and he has an extra 2 spell slots of first level spells, but he has to use them for the heal spell. So I gave him 2 of these white ones to represent the fact that it's a heal spell. That way he doesn't forget that even though he has 4 spell slots, 2 of them have to be used for heal. And then I've got extra bases in here. These are... oftentimes I'll keep my monsters in here. These are just leshies. Because my wife Ava's playing a druid, and she was trying to decide which leshy she wanted as her familiar, and I just threw them in here, the ones that she didn't pick. But yeah, these are more cards that I have sleeved up. So are these. I've got my extra dice in here. And then these are just extra note cards I've made for different things like impersonate, lie, feign attack, shove, just different rules. And that is that. But I don't like to sit when I DM, because I like to be able to have access to the table. So if I hold this in and unlock it, this raises up. And then I can be standing. And that is how I prefer to DM. I stand the entire time. There we go. Come on. All right. So yes. And then that way, I can see everything that's going on. I can walk right up to the mat and place monsters where I need them and do what I need to do. So over here is different maps that we use. So there's the Galarian map, and then that's the Absalon City map. And then this little bookshelf I use just to keep stuff that I might need in reach. So these are little comic book... Oops, my cord. These are little comic book cardboard backers, and I use these to cover rooms that my players haven't been to yet. And then when they go in there, I can just pull them off real quick. And that just kind of works out for me. So that's what those are. And then I've got all of these different card packs. So weapons and armor, magic items, condition cards, all of those are at the ready if I need them. This is a box of extra bases for the pawns, and then I've got player character pawns, NPC pawns, any pawns that I might need for the session are all right there. And that was my gaming setup. That is where the magic happens. That's where my players do their thing. That's where I GM that thing, and that's it. So let me know in the comments down below, what did you think? And what is your setup like? I love to hear about people's, setups and whatnot. I wish people would do more videos like this because I am interested in how other people interact with tabletop RPGs. No matter what it is, no matter what system, everyone's got like a setup, and I'm interested in seeing and hearing about those. So yeah, if you are a channel and you end up making a video about your setup, make sure you come here and you tell me so I can go check it out, because I'm interested. I want to see. I'm calling you out. Let me know what your setup is all about. I'm interested. All right, guys. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.